Okay, the stream should be starting relatively soon. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's up to date. Everything's working fine. Such as like updating YouTube thumbnail, things that sort. Shareable YouTube, update the Rumble description. That's good. Now let me check my other computer, make sure everything's running fine up there. Oh, my avatar. Nope, I just stream delay. It appears that everything is working, so let's go ahead and get started. You know, one thing I should have started was look online and see if there's any get a replay selected before I actually started the stream. That would be my bad. Let's see. Running this, he is potentially quite highly rated on AOE4world.com. So hopefully we can get some good replays from him. 18 minutes, that's potential. Another 18 minutes. 16 minutes. 22 minutes. 13 minutes. 16 minutes. 24 minutes, so that may be a decent one. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find longer length videos. 28 minutes here. I think this is probably a good one for us to do. Bring up the... Are up to date. Yep. Explain that it's not damage reduction or percentage damage reduction, but a threshold system. Either, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the blue Abbasi dynasty, we have Recon with a capital N. Spawn on the bottom left side as the orange English, we have Liquid Demu. Going fast forward, since an early eco phase, we got a early barracks actually being poured on now. As one game you can only... Oh, apparently you can get a Vanguard Man-at-Arms as the United Kingdom. So he's going for a Man-at-Arms rush here. I forgot that the Brits can deploy out early Man-at-Arms. He's using his current gold reserve for this. Does receive a fire from the Town Center. Even at this point in time, Town Center can provide quite a bit of good defense. How much does it cost for a Man-at-Arms? 20. And looks like they start out with some decent amount of gold, and so now the Vanguard Man-at-Arms is being a Vanguard, and oh no, I'm trying to figure how I was going with that joke. Being a Vanguard does get some good slices there. A lot of these villagers are quite wounded. He does pick up, drop off the gold he had picked up, and decides to rotate them to the sheeps that are there. And now the Vanguard Man-at-Arms is going to be torching down this mining camp. And that was the only Vanguard Man-at-Arms he deployed out. Literally everything else is... So he deployed out one Vanguard Man-at-Arms, and he was very successful in denying his opponent the gold. So very, very good. Right now we do have the House of Wisdom now deployed on out, who's currently researching the economic wing. The following technologies become available: Fertile Crescent, agricultural, and improved processing. And let's go and fast forward now, since the Man-at-Arms is going to take time and torch this mining camp, and we're just stay in this region there in order so to deny that wood income. We have a mill right there, not a tower. slowly but surely, that mining camp shall go down. Let's get posted there. Houses of Wisdom influence. Buildings with influence gain +5 fire armor. So is that doing 5 damage there? Is that torch? Yeah, it is 5 damage. So it cuts the damage in half, literally. Of course, gonna tech up now. Archer range now being deployed out by blue. House of Wisdom, yep, still. Ah, there. That's how the House of Wisdom's aura is going. It sort of streams through connections. And now we do got a fresh camel now to put on the field. Camel archer, could say. And the mining camp is on fire. It's going to start collecting gold immediately. And the Vanguard Man-at-Arms has 3 ranged armor. The Camel has 12 attack range, plus 12 versus light melee infantry units, but Man-at-Arms are heavy melee, right? Should take a better look at that. Either way, it is now dead. Howdy. Now we do have, of course, the Council Hall, a very common landmark to go for, because you always want to go. It has quick production for your longbowmen, among other things. You have the Scout now grabbing some sheep. Well, not exactly grabbing some sheep, but bringing him back. More longbowmen, so maybe eyeing for a bit more aggression there with the longbowmen and the man-at-arms. Scouts coming into the mix as well. We have over here horseman, scout, and camel archer. Camel archer does have a little effect here. Camels cause any horse cavalry units to deal 20% less damage. And the camels make horses uneasy. Most of these forces going to advance on forward, not into ambush in that shrubbery. And we do have this wall segment now deployed on out of the field, which will prevent him from going past through this direction. He will have to go past the council hall. We do also have a hardened spearman here, as well as a longbowman. The longbowman has not laid down impalings. Let's get some damage there, and now the town bell, the castle network, should call it, is active. I call it town bell because it makes that ringing sound. Archer does get hit significantly by these longbowmen. The archer does go down. Now town center does get an arrow there onto longbowmen. And do have a handful of palisade walls going down. Over here, do you have another town center being built? Does find a good volley onto that villager, and the villager does go down with a follow-up volley. Villagers do have another bonus here. Golden Age improves gathering rate by 10%. You have now a mill to plow out the field. The mill, of course, grants the English faster harvesting speed around the mill. You also have a handful of defensive units here, trying to make sure it doesn't go through that region. Now we've got the longbowmen and the man-at-arms rolling around a little bit. Over here, you have a large number of horsemen. He's only keeping the one camel because he only needs one camel to get aura debuff, so one's a minimal number. We do have a handful of archers to plow the field as well. And now you have these longbowmen. Does get some shots there. Longbowmen can place down palings. They do take a moment to be deployed on out. And the scout does so some 5 shots there. Oof, at one time he wish he had the palings out. And now these longbowmen will be overran. Now only the man-at-arms remains. And the Vanguard Man-at-Arms is technically classified as heavy infantry. Handful of spearmen now deployed on out with some longbowmen. Mostly just reserve force, no gold. We do have some more farms deployed out as well as a mill. Transitioning its economy to mills. Camel archer, 6 horsemen, 3 archers advancing forward. So just gonna fall back to the archers. Want to keep this mobile, mobile. The camel archer itself is quite wounded, but against English, you could potentially see a lot of longbowmen. We don't see any horsemen or knights either, so the camel bonus is not really necessary. But luckily, the fact that since it's an archer, it is able to stay in the back line of the horses quite easily. And the camel archer will still be useful versus the spearmen, which of course the horsemen do not want to see, so it's a good support unit for the horsemen. Palisade wall now under fire. We got a bit of stone and gold in this region. He does back off, trying to avoid these longbowmen and spearmen. Looks like the exotic doggy does get killed off there. Horsemen and the camels advancing forward. They will find more palisade walls. Orange done a good job of walling off his flanks. Not his primary area, but that's sort of fine. And now we've got the horsemen and scout advancing, trying to get some hits there on the longbowmen. And now the King's Palace being built. Looks like Blue's on age 2, and not like he'll get any age 3 anytime soon. King's Palace is defensive, right? Economic landmark. Which I believe just acts like a town center, correct? Another pair of houses go on down. Now he does go ahead and start chopping down some of this lumber now. And he is going to pull out some more villagers. Spearmen and longbowmen are advancing forward. Oops. Alt tab, clean that up. And should get some good work done. Over here, we got the scouts and the camel archer advancing forward. Just going heavy and not scouts. The horsemen. I had to click on the one horse that's not a horseman. And now Orange is advancing forward with a good number of longbowmen. 10 is a significant number. Longbowmen do have 8 attack versus 8 additional damage versus light infantry. Horsemen will be able to overrun these handful of longbowmen. They do not have healing support out. And now Orange will get a good counterattack as well. Does not take out that mining camp just yet. Blue's will be backing off. All those longbowmen do go down. And does get a good volley there, taking out all the villagers. Blue has 51 villagers, his opponent has 47. Does fire a volley there now. Oh, the town center does get some good volleys there, raining the region with arrows. Currently has 10 villagers loaded up inside, so it has a large number of arrows firing. Getting some good damage onto those longbowmen. We do now have a pair of camel riders. Camel riders do have, of course, have the camel unease benefit as well. They do have swords that are specialized versus other cavalry. So they're anti-cavalry camel, which I suppose is just like the ancient Mars too. Good damage down to that villager. And we have some man-at-arms advancing forward as well. And these forces are going to be coming on in. Does not have palings down. He does find himself a little bit of choke point there, but he will get overran. Constantly firing away. Does overrun those forces. Does not take time to put palings on those guys there. I probably put too much emphasis on palings, it's just that you hardly ever see it. And those who probably get a good set of palings off would be quite nice. We have a handful of man-at-arms here, as well as a hardened spearman, but mostly just longbowmen. We do have a monk here, Would it be worth the attempt to go for mass conversion? How many camel archers are there? There's a large number of archers and camel archers, so it's not unlikely he will be able to get off the conversion. He does get his... It looks like 2 relics are inside. I thought that may have been the 3rd. The 2 relics are now inside the monastery. Up north we have the horsemen and camel advancing forward. A large mounted force. These forces come in to advance. The monk does spot the force here. Now maybe third time for palings. Let's get another kill there on one of the horsemen. Over here we have just archers. And you have now another monk grabbing a relic there. There's another pair of relics here and here, both on the northern side of the map, or northwest side of the map. It does lose some of these individual forces here. We do have some crossbowmen. He's fighting against light units, really. Does have a couple man arms, so I guess the crossbowman is going to be useful. But it's mostly fighting against light units, so maybe it's better to go for the long bowmen instead. Oh, maybe a good time to try to go for conversion. He's probably going to lose a monk. The monk's now seeing multiple volleys there. He potentially could have got a conversion off right there, but probably not. This force is now advancing forward. The town center is getting some great damage there. And now the mining camp is receiving a bit of fire. Workers are all advancing towards this mining camp. The villager counts quite similar, 68 to 72. And the military counts 33 to 34. So they're throwing some rounds onto the villagers, and the man-at-arms will draw some fire away from the longbowmen. North, the force up here. Focus down these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms, of course, heavy armor. They do have 6 range armor. One of them have 10 attacks that do 4 damage per arrow. Now we've got big wave horsemen. Will we see palings? So we will not see palings here, so we'll stutter step. I wonder if this time, stutter step is usually the go-to, but honestly, palings could be a better option than stutter stepping. They do what, 25 damage and stun? Right, yeah, 25 damage, so that's actually pretty good. Let's get some good hits there on those villagers. And the villager does go down, blue's down to 70, orange to 71 villagers, and the rest of these longbowmen will get overran. And that force does get cleaned up. Orange has another force being pulled on out now. It does include a couple crossbowmen as well. 4 or 5 in that group so far. Orange starts making his way up north, trying to get some good damage in. Blue is trying to go for a handful of palisade walls here. Doesn't get this stone inside his walls, but looks like they won't be built anytime soon. Exotic doggies getting some good noms there. And does get some... Oh. Villagers were dancing in front of the wolf. Maybe they're trying to pet them, but they were being unsuccessful. They have a good number of Lancers now deployed on the field, all with the Horsemen. Lancers, of course, do have the Alpha Strike Lance ability. Second sight now being captured by the monks. Looks like Orange perhaps trying to apply some aggression like that, which wouldn't be half bad. And now the horseman transport doesn't have any spearmen to stand these horsemen. There's not a good number of archers to engage the heavy horsemen, the lancers. These are good setup step there, getting focused on these forces. The man-at-arms are bleeding, separating these forces. More man-at-arms are charging forward. And then we do also have, of course, these lancers able to withstand quite a bit of use there. The crossbowmen are just not in good enough numbers for that. Longbowman and crossbowman is going to try to fall him back, and he probably won't be able to fall back. This one has a very good cavalry force. Man-at-arms, we're seeing quite a bit of fire there. some of these miscellaneous forces are being picked off one at a time as well. Overall, these men-at-arms getting picked off one at a time by Orange's ground army. Now the mounted cavalry advancing forward. Looks like none of them have their lance ready for combat again. They're all using their swords. And some good damage there, and these units are still just slowly falling back. Those forces all get cleaned on up. We do have another mining camp being pulled out. No, there's an outpost there. Good number of crossbowmen now here as well. Both players on age 3. Orange has a good number of upgrades. Blue has a little bit less, but getting some more upgrades now.
Hitlock is good.
Blue's trying to rebuild his force. A large number of it is quite wounded, and this monk will get stabbed. And now we do also have an outpost here, just in order to dissuade monks from trying to capture the sacred site by themselves. Blue's gonna have this force start making slowly making its way forward. And now blue, okay, no, that's just the villager decapturing it. Let's see, golden age, so 10%. How many? Archer says, yeah, 29 on 30, so soon to be second golden age. And now we also have a keep being put out here, so it's a mining camp. Golden Age Tier 2 just now activated. He's going for a forward mining camp in order to steal this gold on the side of the map before it drains out this other gold. He has the opportunity to deny gold, so he's going to take it. Villagers advancing forward with Orange's force. It's most opposed to crossbowmen and man-at-arms. He does just need more spearmen in the mix, in my opinion. That horseman goes down quite easily. You have outposts being put out here, trying to get some good castle network buffs for his forces. He's already going to get away from the castle network. Blue Mage is eyeing for the aggression. He can take down this palisade wall, no problem. And now here comes the Knights, getting some great hits there on those villagers. Let's get inside the outpost as well. Castle network has been activated. Does have a handful of spearmen as well as a horseman in this mix. Orange's villagers are still advancing forward, trying to lay down some more outposts or more castle network. We have this keep almost fully built as well. We spot the outpost. He should have vision of the keep now. That villager does go down. The outpost does not get completed. And a scout does go down. Orange is going to try to clean up that outpost before it gets fully built. It's so close to being built. But this castle in this region still, or keeping this region still being a very, very problematic item. Orange is going for a spring gold somewhere, a spring gold upgrade. Looks like he's going for a chain castle network of spring golds everywhere. He could throw some villagers inside these outposts as well. Here comes Orange trying to deal with this force as well. It does take the Lancer quite quickly thanks to the crossbowman's anti-armor damage. Now spring golds firing away. It does get these forces quickly cleaned up as well. Orange going to eye for some aggression. Some of these forces are going to see some fire. This outpost has no upgrades at the moment. The horseman will charge forward and the Lancer will reveal himself. Over here, blue has broken through with this large number of knights and horsemen, or Lancers, I should say. Not looking good for blue or orange in this region. Orange is going to advance into this gate as well. There's a superior force there. And his fortress will make a withdrawal, so it's either attack or forfeit the attack. And he's going to go for the attack. Orange is losing a large number of villagers here. He's down to 192, or 92 versus 119. That's a big wave of lumberjacks. Castles or towns is now fully garrisoned. And these villagers will try to run through the keep. Doing quite a bit of damage there. Orange is advancing forward, does take out keep there, I believe. May was just interrupted. Castle's now firing away. The Lancers and Horsemen are getting whittled away by the various arrow fire. And now I've got all these infantry forces being killed off by the Horsemen and Spearmen. Maybe there was a town center there, because this looks like the same structure, just not in rubble. New age begun, so blue's now at age 4. And he'll pick up his towns with no problem. One of the farms getting settled light. And these main arms do charge forward. Blue sees some fire there. There's a handful of crossbows as well. Mangonel blooding out. Mangonel, of course, very, very effective versus infantry. And arms went long and caught those rocks. Horsemen charging forward, trying to deal with that Mangonel. And it looks like he will quickly take out that Mangonel, but he will lose those horsemen in return. That, of course, does allow various archer forces to advance forward, mostly composed of crossbowmen, some spearmen, some longbowmen. Longbowmen could try and lay down some palings at this moment, because they're about ready to get ran over. And it looks like Blue's army here is getting whittled away. Orange does come out ahead, but it does have a number of structures that can whittle them down, among other things. This pushing forward now, getting good counterattack on these spearmen. And so no H4 for Orange just yet. All these spearmen are getting hit. Orange's crossbowmen are still advancing, focusing on some random villagers, exposing random military units. Blue's trying to regroup, trying to deal with this crossbow force now. Has a very large mix of infantry units. The archer is effective versus light melee infantry units, not versus crossbowmen, even though they are light. Up north, we just got housing and farms. And Orange's crossbowmen are getting whittled down. Blue has 103 villagers remaining. Orange has currently 96. And Blue is still obtaining that gold there. Archers and crossbowmen advance forward. There's a handful of horsemen overrunning some of these villagers. Very good. And I hear, I think, a Mangonel somewhere. I could be mistaken. Nope, it sounds like a spring gold inside this tower. Yes, it is. Orange crossbow force is advancing forward. Do have some man arms here as well. Good damage there on the crossbowman by the Mangonel. This force is slowly being cleaned on up. Those lancers do go down. And do also now have a H4 Berkshire Palace, which does have an obscene 16 range. Mangonel gets a volley onto those horsemen. Horsemen are relatively resistant to the Mangonels. Not necessarily because they get damage resistance versus it, but they're just longer items, so they get hit by the splash. As that's the key thing about the Mangonels, splash. And Blue does go ahead and surrender. This is Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. There we go. Sorry, just getting some spam messages on Rumble. Clean those up. Let's go ahead and find another player. This is an interesting name. Baldus Maximus. Match history. And looks like the user does not have his match history publicly available. So let's head to another player. There just has to be a better way to find replays. Yeah, that is a way too common name. Yep, level 18. That's basically playing the campaigns once. Let's just say I sort of know. Okay, even online. Match history. Here we go. We got some matches here. 14 minutes. Let's try to find something a little bit longer. 33 minutes, 5 seconds. That seems pretty good. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Pink English, we have Blue MT. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Blue Roost, we have Vortex, Vortex. Of course, since there's a Roost play on the player, both players must rush for the scout and slaughter all animals. Pink Scout, I do not see, there's Pink Scout up here. The deer are here and here. Over here, the Blue Scout is advancing towards a boar. There's 2 deer over here, so Pink may be able to quickly kill off all of these deer quickly. Getting some good kills there, very nice. Pink, or Blue just may have just went the wrong direction. We do have another scout deployed out in the field. I think Pink has got another scout. Yes, he does. Shepherding some sheep. So if he does see the Pink Scout there, he could potentially pick off his sheep that's following him. And it looks like he does find the exotic doggy, which actually is pretty good to take that out as well, because he can get furs from killing off the wolves. Scout moving around. Here's the oh, Blue has found these deer, so he's going to quickly kill them off for his fur trade. Over here, got another exotic doggy found by Pink. Up north, do have, looks like another exotic doggy being found by Pink as well. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit, since we got a good idea of what's going on. And it looks like Blue does find these deer now. Pink still has a good number of sheepies following his scout. He does manage to kill off all those deer there. More sheepies being found by Pink. Very, very good. Looks like Pink's doing a bit better finding those sheep. And Blue may find the opportunity to take out one of the sheep. No, he does not. And I was like, it seems like Pink's been finding those wolves a little bit more often as well. Blue's advancing forward, we'll find his opponents going for the Council Hall. That's basically pretty much the standard landmark that people go for the English for Age 2. And Blue's going for the Kremlin. Oh, looks like I do have Blue does Scout does spot the Spearman and the Longbowman, which actually is very good, spotting those forces. Over here, I think Pink may have found a wolf in this region. And now Pink may be eyeing some early aggression. We do have, looks like, 4 Longbowmen, 2 Spearmen. And I just realized something as well. I changed tabs to find a person to cast replays with, and I just want to get the Rumble tab open so I can see any sort of comments. These forces starting to make their way forward. We got Blue collecting more and more wood. Does have this nice hunting camp there. Get a little bit extra gold per minute. And Pink may be eyeing the move back. He does have a small force here. Blue does have a early knight now deployed on the field, which of course is a knight available in Age earlier, hence the name Early Knight. And over here, now do have the scout receiving some arrow fire, but nothing too significant. And starting to stab some of these villagers. Villagers, of course, only take 1 damage from this scout, because it only has 1 attack. Over here, blue scout is still standing there, getting some good reconnaissance. He does not need to go for much gold, seeing he is probably going to go for a lot of longbowmen. And over here as well, looks like the scout does push way forward. There's a good number of deer carcasses here. Let's go for this town center right here. There's plenty of food for him to pick up there. Let's find some good arrows hit onto those scouts. Over here, more archers. We had the early night. Does get a nice alpha strike onto Pink's scout. Pink starts his way forward with some of these longbowmen spearmen. Those trying to make back away. Pink is in pursuit. Of course, with all of these shrubbery, they are currently camouflage. Up here, we do have the 2 early knights as well as a scout. Maybe trying to pick off some of these forces inside the tree line. Who's not going for a town center right here. Pink will spot it. He could potentially intercept it. He's launched attack move onto it. Militia come here for defense. They have 70 seconds left before they go down. And get some good damage in. We do have the looks like spearmen charging forward, trying to engage those militia. Longbowmen focusing down the archers. Militia should still have another 60 seconds. And these forces being picked off from the back as well. Pink is going to lose most of his military here, getting hit by multiple angles. Militia providing just enough buffer for him to get some work done. Pink has defeated those militia members there. And now these militia does take out longbowmen as we got the spearmen advancing forward. And we now have the longbowmen get picked off by these early knights. Great way. He knows where the reinforcements sort of generally coming from. So he's using these early knights to pick them off one at a time. And thanks to these shrubbery, he can best escape out into this as well. We do have these sheepies following the scout. He could send them back home. Downside do have looks like the Pink scout spotting inside this village. The knight does not get an alpha strike onto it. Currently that's 5 longbowmen, 5 spearmen. Let's go and fast forward a little bit. Looks like he's just sort of forming up, pushing his way forward now. We do got these early knights and a handful of archers as well. But it's there onto that horseman, does take it out. Now these forces start making their way down south. We got a good number of archers here, as well as a handful of early knights. Horsemen and archers, not horsemen, just scout and spearmen advancing forward. Town center does get garrisoned and does fall back away from town center now. Trying to poke in, which does keep his opponent contained, so he can be aggressive in his economics, because right now his opponent is sort of contained to his town. So Pink can go ahead and expand off the back of all this. He's starting to claim up all these dead deer as well. Hopefully they weren't dead for too long. No spoils going in this game. But yeah, in this game, there's no like the corpse degradation. I'm trying to make some like sort of hunting jokes, like, oh, it's been dead for too long, and nobody field dressed it. But That's not a real thing in this game. Age of Empires 2 as well as Age of Mythology, yes. But not in this game. That's a good number of villagers dropping off some wood there. He may be eyeing, nope, not eyeing for anything right now, just a big pile off of wood. He could be trying to build something at the moment, but I don't see anything being built. Logman does get a good volley there on one of the villagers. We do also have the Kremlin here firing some arrows as well. Can always use some Levy militia. Longwoman trying to find some more angles. Over here would be a great angle for them. But now we do got a large number of early knights to put on the field. Hopefully, if he spots them early knights, he could potentially get some palings down the ground.
What casa?
Leoda Hesa. E quella.
Looks like Pink's going to be backing on off. It's going to fast forward. Blue does get out a large wave of militia to lead the charge. Achieve the school, and they only last for another 60 more seconds. Now we have the castle network being activated right now. Does give his guys an extra rate of fire attack. Militia are receiving a lot of fire there. He can throw his longbow inside the town center, increase its arrow count. Let's find some of the arrows there onto the archers there. Archers, longbowmen, and spearmen falling back. Can't really find a good angle there. Trying to wait for those militia, just constantly absorbing a lot of damage there. He doesn't care if those go down, because they're going to die either way. Longbowman or spearman does find some good hits there onto the cavalry. Militia still alive with another 20 seconds remaining. Militia does go down there. These horses are receiving a bit of fire from the town center. Now he's going to try to eye for a flank, but it is walled off by palisades, but not these guys over here. Now we got the King's Palace being pulled out by Pink. Blue's not to pull out his Age 3 landmark just yet. Blue will potentially find this villager here, trying to slowly build up some palisade walls. Villager count is slightly in favor of Blue, 67 to 62, and Blue does have a bit of a larger military as well. But much of it is quite wounded, but Pink's is even more worse for wear. Blue will be backing on off, so it's going to fast forward. Pink Scout trying to find some scouting. I think he may have just killed off a boar that was in that region. I just heard a lot of arrow fire. Villager does pull back, does get the castle defense from the outposts now. Spearman trying to protect his longbowman. Does find a decent hit there. There's a lot of Muscovini archers in this region. Let's get that villager load up in that tower, getting some arrow fire. Spearman does get a good kill there on one of the early knights. He gets good damage there. Early knights are very wounded. Over here to have another town center, collecting some more deer carcasses. And now we do got Age 3 for both players. Let's see, what did the Muscovini player went for? He went for the High Trade House, which is, of course, if I remember correctly, give him access to a bunch of deer that automatically spawns out deer. And on the campaign, the deer spawning rate was like absurd. The High Trade House is also providing 90 gold per minute, since it also provides the same thing as the hunting camps. So that is a good amount of gold income, so we may want to knock the chop of wood nearby it. And Pete's going to be rolling out the rest of his entrances to his base now. Blue does have a significant army now. Looks like Scout is trying to shank a villager. And Blue and Pink may find a big engagement here. Pink is in a bad position there. He's also severely outnumbered. Veteran Spearman and Basic Force trying to get some damage in the early nights. A lot of Pink's archers have gone down. And does not outside the castle network as well. We got a handful of crossbowmen in this mix. He is going to need them versus those knights that are, of course, heavy armor. And Pink does manage to fall back into the gate. Does get the castle network buff now, which will be very useful in engaging those longbowmen, or not longbowmen, veteran archers. Fortress being thrown onto that gate, but does not fully finish it off. Pink's gate is now seeing quite a bit of fire. Looks like he's going to try to push forward. Archers getting longbow and getting some good damage there onto his forces. Those receive some good damage as well. Veteran archers have 8 range, but veteran longbowmen have 10 range. The gate does go down now. Spearman just may need to charge forward. No peelings deployed on out. Running forward for Spearman now. Some good damage. There's a handful of crossbowmen in the mix as well for Pink. Blues clean up those Spearmen no problem, but they're relatively expendable. Blues also have some men-at-arms put out by Pink in order to help resist that archer fire. Trying to rebuild those walls now. And Blue's force here is quite wounded. He does not, let's see, he does not have any monks for healing at the moment. Over here we've got the stone being claimed. The boar may have been cleaned up. Nope. I know the boar, I think maybe just killed off the boar for the hide, but that's about it. Out receiving some fire there. Both sides are trying to regroup. We do have another outpost trying to be brought up by Pink for the castle network. Spearman does get a nice brace there. Crossbowmen, man-at-arms coming for reinforcements as well. Blues advancing forward now has a large wave of militia charging forward as well. Militia will, of course, have degrading performance later on, but of course does provide him some good meat shields. Pink's archers are seeing quite a bit of fire now, so has Blue's cavalry. A handful of militia still remains for Blue, and Blue's still got a good number of melee troops for Pink. Guys could stick around a little bit longer. Do now have, looks like, a keeping pulled down by Blue. He's getting some good castle network attack bonus here as well. He's just held back to attack bonus of the castle. Pushes his way forward once again. Keep is about 25% way complete. He's charging forward his infantry. Longbowmen are pushing forward to support. Does have a handful of crossbowmen still. Don't see any man-at-arms for Blue. There's only heavy knights. Blue has also gone for some crossbowmen as well. He's losing a lot of force here, but his melee infantry is making some great headway onto these archers. Man-at-arms, of course, are very resilient to the light archers. Our castle's not fully built. He now can throw his archers into it to get some more arrow fire. And Pink's going to be backing off from that keep. Who's also pulling out a wall of palisades to wall off the palisades. And now we do have some monks claiming some sectors. Pink has claimed this sacred site. And nobody's claimed the center, though Blue does have a very well secure. Villager count is slightly in favor of Blue, only by a small margin. And Pink does have a great number of villagers here for farming. The Roots, of course, have access to various gold generation from the fur camps, the hunting camps. And now we do got a trebuchet hitting that keep now.
Veja Engine Yara.
Is starting to build some more palisade walls. The front lines being drawn more officially this time. King's going to be moving the front line now by putting a hole in the palisade wall. The sacred site's being captured. It will not give him a sacred site victory condition. And Pink's going to be making his way down to this town center now. Over here, looks like these forces are falling on back away from the keep. Counter-make church taking some good damage in, and now this town center is receiving quite a bit of fire, and it's starting to be captured the sacred site as well. Town center does go down, but both players have a lot of villagers, so likely no player will go for more villagers. Pink's now going for the Wyvern Palace. I wasn't sure what that one does off my head. I think it's just a military landmark. Let's see, we'll get the Bandit armies. Get the Wyvern army, which is 2 spearmen, 2 crossbowmen, and trebuchet for relatively cheap, 100, 100, 200. Depending on the trebuchet side, Wyvern raiders give him 3 horses, 3 knights. Wyvern rangers give him 6 Wyvern rangers. I'm not so sure that maybe just special longbowmen. And the Wyvern footmen give him 6 Wyvern footmen. Speaking of footmen, these forces are getting overran by these horsemen. They're trying to burn down the palisade wall now and making a counterattack as well. There's a handful. Nope, there's no crossbowmen there. I thought I saw some. And over here, we got a single man arm trying to stab some crossbowmen. We have a large number of outposts here for the castle to work, and this trebuchet is getting some good damage onto this castle. Monk here unable to capture the sacred site. This is a wall in his way. Keep now receiving quite a bit of good damage there. We do not have a spring guard push his way forward, perhaps trying to shoot at this counterweight trebuchet. There's a handful of men-arms here. Oh, looks like got a bannered army being pulled on out. I get some more trebuchets. What trebuchet cost? 400 wood, 150 gold. So the Wyvern army, which is this one here, to get the one trebuchet is only 100, 200. So that is pretty much a good bargain to get a trebuchet. Oh, does take out the farm there. Not the town center. Villagers gonna be abandoning the town center now. Over here, we do have another 6 sites trying to be captured by these elite man-at-arms. Does get some good damage onto that keep, but does get repaired up as well. A lot of veteran horsemen being pulled on out, which of course are not heavy, so the crossbows do not get extra damage, but longbowmen should do some decent work versus them nonetheless. And our Spartan horsemen get some good damage there on the horsemen. And it looks like it is actually Q moving up a bunch of attacks onto these forces. Very nice. There's also a severely large number of crossbowmen for blue as well. Oh, here, more man-at-arms pushing way forward. You also have the keep here, just out of range of the keep. Now we've got a bombard put on the field. But it's there onto the keep now. The bombarder can make short work of it, and trebuchets are here to support as well. It has a good number of horsemen here. He may try to overrun that bombard. The castle's on fire. It does take it out. Yes, see that bombard. Bombards are expensive. Does hit the bombard there. He's firing some shots into this group of army as well. handful of elite horsemen being pulled out, but he's going to fight against elite horsemen. Elite horsemen does need damage versus range, but not versus other horsemen. Horsemen trying to make their way back. Getting good damage there onto those horsemen. King's going to transition to horsemen to engage these mass crossbowmen he's fighting against. Blue now, but Sacred Side being captured in the center of the map, or being captured by Pink now. And Pink is trying to overrun these crossbowmen, getting some good damage there. Handful of horsemen have broken through. We got a pair of horsemen trying to overrun that bombard. The bombard needs to fall back, or those are the trebuchets. Pink space forward to another bombard, this time from Blue being has been thrown out. Pink's getting some good damage there. Pink's force is being cleaned on up. Crossbowmen are advancing forward. Bombard has been set up, fired. And Pink's now bringing another wave of horsemen trying to overrun these crossbowmen. But we'll run for some other horsemen. And some of Pink's horsemen are being focused down. They're being sent in one at a time, so it's not looking great. Pink's stringing in some more and more reinforcements. We've got a sizable wave of man-at-arms and spearmen now. We also now have a pair of outpost striker for now trying to get his castle network going. Another castle network, he does have the increased attack speed castle network as well, so it's now 40% from what, 15? This is a massive attack bonus, attack speed bonus. Another wave of horsemen now charging on his way forward. And looks like Blue's horse is starting to get overran. Slowly backing away, gains some great economy damage there. And it looks like now there's some Schroetzee now in the mix as well, a special gunpowder unit. Pink's force is being cleaned on up. Schroetzee are just straight up damage units. If they stand still for long enough, they will get increased damage. They do also have like a very powerful melee attack, if I remember correctly. Has a 53 attack melee, which also seems like if they stay still long enough, they get increased attack speed for the heavy melee. Bombard is charging forward, trying to deal with this monastery. Load up 2 relics. Trebuchets advancing forward. Now Blue's starting to counterattack there as well, picking out these units one at a time. Monastery does go down there. Now we've got a massive wave of forces. The spearmen are getting hit before the horsemen. Horsemen will find some great damage there on these horses. So Blue's doing a good job instead of stepping away, getting some good damage there. Handful of spearmen advance forward, look some militia support. The militia has 10 seconds remaining, so they've been out for quite some time. When the trebuchets do go down, I think all the siege weapons from Pink has gone down. He has gotten some good damage in. Pink's trying to charge his way forward with more forces. Blue's getting some great damage there on these forces. And Blue does go ahead and back out of the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, not restart. Let's take a look at the next person we should try casting. Let's see this person. Looks like hidden replays. Let's go on to the next person then. Two people. 115, that could be him. Also 278, so maybe this person here. Let's see, let's just do some 2v2s. Standard, custom, solo rank here. 42 minutes, that seems pretty good. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the blue Holy Roman Empire. We have Duito, Dio, Fantini, Perninus. Spawn on the bottom left side as the pink French. We have WAM01. Going to fast forward a little bit. Of course, got the actually no early structures for the French. Usually we see some sort of structure somebody builds up. We do now have a house. Very menacingly. You have also a house here. Oh no, what shall his opponent ever do versus a house? This looks like finding some good amount of sheep there. Pink has a good amount of sheep as well. Guiding up their sheeple. You now have a lumber mill going on down. Of course, the French has or the Holy Roman Empire gains the Mercy Repairs ability. Over here, the French doesn't have any sort of unique ore effect. I'm sort of curious. Builds, repair itself. Doesn't seem like it costs any resources, so yep. We've also got some fishes being claimed as well. We got a handful of safe fishing locations. Fish has 1,000 food each, so both sides getting some good early food income. Blue's also expanded up north through those fishies. Down south, the southern fishies have not been touched. Looks like Pink has a good number of fishes there. Blue does find one of the exotic doggies. And the mining camp there does get cancelled. Over here, looks like both sides just eyeing to equal up, so let's go fast forward a little bit faster. Got agents on both sides. We've got an Akin Chapel. Oh, got a Royal Knight being employed out already. Sorry, I was sort of a bit slowing down. Pink's not eyeing to be aggressive, has a galley ship versus a galley ship. It looks like Pink's going to go straight for these ships. Both sides in a sort of the radius of the repair of the dock. Getting some good hits there. Does take out one of the fishing ships. Very nice. And I gotta be careful when casting, looking at the water. I need to tone down the water effects because for some reason water just tanks my performance in the game. My apologies if there's any frame drops. It's just the water for some odd reason. The water doesn't seem all too fancy. It's probably the lighting effect for that distortion effect you can see. Now we do got a Hulk to engage the Hulk. Both of them are Spring Gold ships. This Archer Galley has seen a bit of fire there. Unless the villager trying to repair it up has gone down. Hulk starting to engage the Hulk. They're both getting broadsides. Does take out that ship there. And the Hulk here does go down thanks to a quick demolition raft. And looks like Blue will secure his region here. We got a fire ship trying to go straight for these fishing ships. Nope. I don't know why thinking there's going for those fishing ships. These fishing ships looks like all are idle. So those need to be retasked. Blue's getting some good amount of fish here. Deepwater fish almost gone there. And it looks like Pink will lose the stock here. And let's go ahead and just stop looking at it because it's going to tank my frame rate a little bit more. I need to really look at the graphic settings this game. I don't want to get a new graphics card. I like my 1080 Ti, but the current rate it may be a little bit outdated for newer 4K games. And trying to record it and stream it at the same time takes a lot of demand. Also being pulled on out by Blue, as well as I realized something I forgot to bring up the Rumble chat log as well, so I had to alt tab bring that up. We have a handful of Royal Knights advancing forward, more than just a handful at this point. And now we also got the health regen activated on one of the Royal Knights, and we do also have an outpost here as well. This one's being upgraded with the arrow slits. Blue still claim these fishes as well. Pink's now claim the southern fishies. And the Royal Knights are making their advance. Can find some good engagements. There's a large number of outposts put out by the Holy Roman Empire. The output arrow slits upgrade is relatively cheap at 37 stone. And it looks like these Royal Knights are seeing a bit more fire there, but none of them have gone down, so perhaps we're going to stay back and get some health regen. A scout, however, does not have health regen. Oh, no, it does have health regen. My apologies.
Si comprende.
These guys are getting healed up. And now we do have the H3 being put out by the Holy Roman Empire. He's gone for the Zertnik Cathedral, so he's gone for 2 religious landmarks here. This one, of course, has the Mass Inspire, which prelates, inspire all villagers, increasing their gathering speed by 40%, which would probably be only mostly useful versus future farms. He did put in the radius of the gold, which is very good, but he will need to eventually get farms around it as well. Do not have a prelate now deployed on the field. And we also got a Royal Knight camping the relic. The Knight and Royal Knight are being taken out. The Royal Knight has less health. And overall looks like it just has a lower tier upgrade at the moment. Royal Knights are advancing forward. A large number of Royal Knights have been deployed out. Knights advance forward. Trying to go for mass conversion there. Ooh. Personally, whenever I see that, I was like, oh, just run away. It was very safe to kill with a kill there, but even then, I would probably just panic and try just to run away. And now we've got the Palace of Swabia being pulled on out. He's going straight for Imperial Age. His vote is still on tier 2. Do not have a landmark being pulled out. The Royal Institute Technology landmark. Ink's also going for a handful of palisade walls in this region. Palace of Swabia, economic landmark. Royal Knights are starting to advance forward, or dance around. We now got the Imperial Age before the Feudal Age for Blue. Does load up his infantry units inside the outpost. Got also more outposts firing over here, so it's getting interlocking fields of fire. Does have the emergency repair ability being activated, and that emergency repair ability, oh boy, does that repair quickly. And it's still active right now, and so that building's basically invulnerable. I think it's a little bit too powerful, honestly. Repairs building at 150 health every second. That's absurd. Sure, if it was like, oh, scale's better if there's units inside of it, but still, that's just absurd, because all those Royal Knights could not take it out. They may have been even better than Royal Knights at the time. Let's get some good elephant strikes there onto those villagers. And now we do have a handful of knights trying to respond to the Royal Knights, the veteran Royal Knights. Veteran Royal Knights are backing on off. They did not drop. Oh, there's a drop of Royal Knight there, but I think a number of villagers went down as well. I gotta stop looking at those fish. In between these games, I need to look up a setting to reduce water graphics to minimum. Royal Knights on the regroup. They now do have an attack here. Let's get a great alpha strike on those villagers. I think 3 villagers may have went down. I don't see any corpses at. Those villagers must be wounded. Oh, there's a cannon now. I suppose this is one of the few factions that could make use of heavy emplacements. He has now a cannon. This is a cannon tower, or I could play my choose a bombard tower. Now going for the head fortified outpost there is getting an additional 1,000 health, so he can get emergency repairs. Let's see, 20 seconds, 150 health, so that is up to 1,500 health for emergency repairs. Oh, 3,000. I've got to times it by 2 or 20. There's up to 3,000 health for emergency repairs on a structure that has less than 2,000 health. That's absurd. Emergency repairs are maybe a little bit broken. Well, granted, it has to be near his, no, not so near his town center. It has the extended aura effect from sharing auras.
Eine gut gemachte Arbeit.
Fast forward a little bit more, we do have a good number of knights here along with spearmen. We do also have hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers only just does damage, right? Yep, they just do 35 damage. That's their ability. Shoot and do damage. No fancy multipliers, just big holes. We've got a good number of spearmen here. You may want to focus more anti-cav because he knows his opponent's just going mass royal knights. And only royal knights. So you may want to just change up to a bit more counter units, though Cannoneers, of course, like I said, just does make holes. Cannoneers getting some damage there, spearmen push away forward. Knights do not do any bonus damage, which is cavalry. Because that's their alpha strike there. You have a monk here trying to go for a relic. I probably would have pushed forward the monk right here and try to go for a conversion. You have a large number of monks from blue trying to get some good health regen on these forces. Very nice. And Cannoneers getting overran by the royal knights. You have these more reinforcing spearmen. It looks like a lot of the large number of royal knights do go down thanks to those spearmen. These royal knights are still pushing forward, getting some great damage there on the hand cannoneers. They're receiving a large number of holes in their chest. Now these villagers are going to be hunted down by blue's various forces. And he's getting some good damage onto those villagers now. Do you have another relic there? This time it was stopped for a claim. Minor victory, honestly. And Cannoneers some more spearmen advancing forward. Those spearmen are down to like one hit away from death. And Cannoneers does get a volley there. These hand cannoneers, while he should not advance forward, they're expensive, so you may want to keep them alive, and he doesn't have enough escort for them. More hand cannoneers being rallied forward. Does get a volley there. Got the alpha strike from the royal knights, gains good damage. Spearmen trying to sway them from going any farther forward, and looks like the hand cannoneers will manage to get out there, getting a good volley on some of these knights. Knights are now falling back. Blue does have a slight villager advantage by 3, but both players has a handful of villagers not doing anything at the moment. Does gun down those villagers. And now the lumber camp is slowly being wooded away. Knights are advancing forward, maybe trying to find a flank. There is a bit of opening there, but it does have a single galley to... it's on a patrol move. A very rare stance. Oh yeah, these are Pink's palisades, not Blue's. So he's able to find an opening that he created and also make his way forward. Not to mention, it's giving time for these royal knights to get some much needed health regen. You have an outpost here. This is not upgraded even with arrow slits. These villagers will have to run away from these knights. Cannoneers are still trying to take out that lumber mill. They really hate giant hamster wheels. And large number of these villagers are going down, but now Blue is behind by 5 villagers. We do have another outpost being quoted out. You can also deploy out prelates from his town center as well. Get some good damage there. We've got these royal knights advancing forward, trying to deal with these lumber camps. Use emergency repair on the lumber camp. Bombard tower does find some shots there. Royal knights are still quite wounded, and a large number of Blue's villagers are going down. Blue hasn't really properly responded to that. He's still trying to fire these structures with the hand cannoneers. These structures have 50 pierce armor, so even the hand cannoneers, big holes they cause, only put holes in the wood, and there's nothing much behind that wood. I mean, wood has holes in it all the time, mostly from nails and screws. Nice and now falling on back. Away from the spearmen. They're all quite wounded, so he needs to just back off. Looking to get some much needed health regen, then put them back on in. These good hits there. This outpost is not currently loaded up with anything, nor is it upgraded. And he is not in the shrubbery right here, so just get spotted there by the spearmen. They get a nice spear brace there, gain some good extra damage versus those knights. Some of those royal knights are going down, they're also wounded, but the spearmen are also quite wounded as well. And Kenya is trying to respond to those royal knights now. Royal knights trying to pursue those spearmen, or what remains of them. And it looks like now got more of these villagers going down, getting sliced up by those royal knights. And now we do have this outpost going on down. He does not have access to emergency repairs here because he's not near the town center. I hear a big wave of forces pushing way forward. Who's now going for a forward keep. He now has transitioned to a large number of crossbowmen, or should I say arbaletiers. They can also left click deploy and get additional 5 range armor will be very useful in resisting that keep fire. But the hand cannoneers, they have right now 42 damage. I'm sure the 5 armor would be nice, but maybe, and it won't actually allow those arbaletiers to withstand additional shot from those hand cannoneers. So they actually need to use that. If they want to stand and fight them, they need to deploy their passive in order to withstand an extra bullet from those hand cannoneers, and that does make a difference. More of these villagers are being hunted down by the royal knights, overrunning them quite easily. Bombard tower is still trying to get some shots there. Hand cannoneers fire, takes out some of the knights. Those of these royal knights may go down for another volley. Look, there's still a couple remaining. And trying to hit that outpost once again. Those keep has been deployed on out. Of course, he has also access to the reinforced defenses, as well as the slate and stone construction. Let's see, increases the health of walls, towers, and gates by 40%. That's okay. He hasn't deployed out any of that, so it's not really important at the moment. He's not going for his own defensive keep. Hand cannoneers may try to gun down the villagers. Looks like he will gun down the villagers in time. All those villagers are now gunned down, and now the keep's under severe fire and doesn't get its armor benefits or receives extra damage while it's incomplete. So his keep will go down. That's an expensive loss. The keep does go down now. Arbaletiers receive some fire. And his monster with 3 relics receives fire. There's also another monster over here, right? With some relics. Or maybe that's the same one. Monster has now received some fire. And Blue's going for another keep. Or no, that's the town center right there. Ah, he's going for the emergency repair ability. Or emergency repair ability. That should be absurd. Have to keep immediately heal up to basically 3,000 health. Not necessarily immediate, but still a pretty good distance. You have to hit it hard with a lot of siege weapons for overcoming the emergency repairs. Now you also have a tower being put out, going for the bombard cannon. Speaking of which, we got a bombard cannon now deployed out on the field. And there's also some of these ones claiming the relics. Taking down some of this force. We do got a bombard cannon now deployed out by Pink. 2 bombard cannons. Does have a good number of arbaletiers. They need to fast push forward and get their passives up if he wants to fight these hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers do take out one of the bombards. These bombards are very expensive indeed. They are, of course, it's 300, 600. They're, of course, a French variant, the Royal Cannon. Elite pushing forward to try to go over a cheap melee unit to engage these hand cannoneers. Let's get some good damage there. Now's a good time perhaps to pull out those passives. Spears pushing way forward. Now the arbaletiers can rip apart Bombards are pushing their way forward. Let's see, actually they do have one Pierce armor that's not enough to withstand an extra shot from the Argo killed by can use. So you will need to get out some passives in order to save a bit more. Townsend does go down there. Horseman push way forward. Cannons are being pulled out to siege down these structures. Does use emergency repair onto that that tower. Lose bombard cannons advancing forward. However, Pink's horseman is charging forward, she gains some big damage around the can't near. Spearman are charging forward, does get ripped apart by those Argoteers. Since no more emergency repairs for the keep, it will quickly go down. Ludus may want to fall back there. He does use a forward market and gets some sort of resource change. He sold gold and stone, but sure it was buy or sell. Argoteers making their way forward. We got a bombard tower deployed on out. However, we've got two Royal Cannons push way forward, and a Royal Culver. Royal Culverins, of course, have extra damage versus siege, 130 versus siege, and Royal Cannons do, of course, have extra damage versus building, 650 versus buildings. There goes that market. I sort of like how the Culverins are the same units that they use in Age of Empires 3 to take on other siege units. You go and always rename the Royal Cannons to Falconets, just to mimic Age of Empires 3. I'm not sure if Falconet was actually a French term or what. Cannons are getting some good hits there onto the outpost now. It does utilize emergency repair ability, it does go down. Emergency repair ability is now on cooldown. These cannons are exactly what needs to overcome the emergency repair ability. Just hit it really, really hard, really fast. Or fast enough, I should say. Spearman trying to charge forward, these crossbowmen or Argoteers, and can use it to support the Spearman as well. You have some Mangonels. Mangonels, of course, are very effective versus any large group of infantry. And can use to find a good ball of the Royal Knight. Horsemen are coming in its rear, and they all get gunned down. All the Spearmen have been destroyed as well. And looks like this outpost will get burned down. Just keep on the fire. Lots of damage there on the keep now. House does go down, and the keep will go down as well. There's got a massive wave of siege and our crossbowman for Pink. And now he's going for the secret sites. He may be able to grab this one. There's a secret site at each corner. There's definitely a transport ship there, but nothing loaded in the back of it, or in it. There's about a stone mine right there, and now these elite horsemen are going to try to finish off these villagers. The stone mine is almost cleaned up as well, so you almost got 1,000 stone from it. He's starting to reinforce, regroup. He now has a massive wave of horsemen. They are light cavalry, not heavy cavalry, and the Argoteers do extra damage versus heavy armor, so the horsemen are a better option versus the crossbowmen, say they're any sort of heavy cav. Maybe we'll get out finds. Oh. Bombards making their way forward, finds a siege workshop. Now got a massive wave of horsemen advance forward. They also do extra damage versus these siege weapons, and the horseman does extra damage versus range as well, so the horseman exactly when he needs to counter his opponent. It's allowed any sort of spearman to protect his Argoteers. Now Hankin is getting some good damage, but does see some fire from the Mangonels. Mangonel does find a decent hit there. And Pink's army will get overrun by these horsemen. Great counterplay by Blue. Backed off, regroup, and counters opponent. He would take out a lot of those expensive siege weapons. Oh, looks like the Swansea League horseman does find an engagement to gauge the Culverin and they found a bombard there. Pink's army will get clean the power. They took up the siege, which does give Pink a bit of time to regroup, reinforce. This monster will go down, has a couple relics inside of it. Pushing way forward, we'll find the College of Artillery. These are kind of research in a moment. Royal Cannon, Arcabian, Royal Coburn. It's good damage there. Cannoneers are so far fighting uncontested. He'll try and push his way forward. Perhaps get some guys inside the castle of Priest's Barrow Count. And looks like Pink's going to counter his opponent's cavalry with his own cavalry, so they're going to be fighting relatively equal footing. Looks like they both have all their upgrades. Barring looks like a melee armor. Yeah, Pink's units does not have melee armor, and is missing some range armor as well, so Blue's cavalry is much more upgraded. Blue's getting some good hits there with his hand cannoneers, just able to constantly fire. It's not good for Pink, but now he's got some Maganells to go out of the field. They're trying to hit the hand cannoneers. That's when they start firing against the Royal Knight or the Horsemen. Gets a decent volley there on the hand cannoneers, but looks like these Maganells are starting to get going down. One does go down there, now the other one's getting focused down. Handful of knights are charging forward, or horsemen trying to gauge these counterweight trebuchets. They do not get any of them. It does get one severely wounded. And also the keep will be going down to these counterweight trebuchets. More knights advance, or horsemen advance forward, trying to deal with these Arbaletiers. Horsemen charging forward, let's take out the monk there as well. Blue's only down to his cannoneers, picking off these horsemen. Both sides are having to go out with a lot of new blue units. The gold looks like the map looks like almost completely mined out of gold, so the relics that are left over are all very important. The French has currently 140 gold per minute, so maybe he is mining gold mine. The blue that only has a little less than 500, not a whole lot of gold. So Pink is able to sustain a lot of gold expenditures in the near future. Blue cannot. There's a gold mine there. That's where his piece of gold is. So Pink actually has a gold mine remaining, but one not a whole lot. He's spending his gold as fast as he can. It's about to get into a big crash fight. The horsemen, Arbaletiers still firing away. These horsemen trying to find a flank there on Arbaletiers. Trying to overrun these Maganells as well. More and more horsemen are turning forward. Hand cannoneers do find a good volley there. It's now going for a second sacred site. It'd be harder to go for the other two since he has to fight a bunch of ships, mostly fishing ships. He's advancing forward with his various forces. We'll find some shots there on the counterweight trebuchet, and the Royal Cannon does get some good damage as well. Blue's backing off. Pink's advancing forward. We'll find some of these villagers as well. Blue's now down to 105 villagers. Pink does have 117, which is good. Some of these outposts are being cleaned on up. Pink is getting some good damage on some various infrastructure. Knights, horseman does overrun the cannon there, taking it out. Now it looks like Pink's various horsemen will pull on down. Arbaletiers finding some good shots on these forces. And Maginot does find a decent splash there on the Horseman as well. Cannoneers are starting to fire away against these Arbaletiers, which are out there at 95 health, so should be able to stand an extra shot from the Cannoneers. He does find a good volley there on the Cannoneers. Cannon does go down to the Horseman. And Pink should be able to win out this fight, but it's not going to be a clean fight. Both sides just putting more and more corpses into the pile. Pink going back on off, but likely Pink, if it just gets some more amount of reinforcement like it just did, should be able to overrun these forces no problem. Looks like Blue's just deploying out more and more horsemen, not pulling out more cannoneers, but he's getting some spearmen. Alright, forward, trying to get some of these villagers, trying to take out some of these outposts. Arbaletiers getting overran by these knights. It's not what Pink wants to see. Those Arbaletiers are, of course, very expensive since they cost gold. So got an counterattack there by some horsemen. Sounds like a handful of cannoneers will go down. The strategy is dropping the ground, so passive could be claimed. Maybe picked up in both conversion. Instructing forces once again, Arbaletiers as well. Hand cannoneers firing some good shots at those various horsemen. Both sides are streaming in forces into the grinder at this moment in time. Blue's rally point right there. Pink's rally point is looks like a bit around here. Overall, looks like Blue's going to pull out ahead in the melee wars, and now their horsemen start hitting these Arbaletiers. But now all of Blue's forward horsemen does go down. Those cannoneers are severely wounded, so they cannot sustain any prolonged combat. Pink's Arbaletiers, however, has plenty of health at the moment. Let's see, they do have 5-tile range. These hand cannoneers do have 4-tile range. The Arbaletiers do outrange the hand cannoneers, so the Arbaletiers can just fire away without any possibly repercussions from the hand cannoneers. Assuming the hand cannoneers don't walk in range support of the horsemen. We got a monk there. He needs to, of course, get that relic income. So now the monster is under fire. We now have a battering ram here. I think maybe eyeing for a conversion. He's pushing towards that monk, not towards his monastery that's under fire. Nope, looks like it's falling back now. Maybe in a miss rally. We got a couple outposts on the front line. They're drawing fire. It does have a superior number of military, but do have big waves coming out by Blue. Pink has now deployed out a pair of battering rams, and now we've got some outposts deployed up by Pink as well. This monk has possibly a relic, now going for the other one. It's still a possibility he'd go for a mass conversion. If he plays it just right, he maybe will get a good number of horsemen. It may be worth it. Right now, it's so far a big stalemate. A power play like that could be very, very potent. It's a good damage there. We do have the Arbaletiers gets good damage on him. Blue's Knights are like getting overran. Blue's hand cannoneers are still quite wounded, but alive. Looks like Blue's force managed to clean up this flank here, and we've got the battering rams now charging on forward. And they have 50-piece armors. Hand cannoneers cannot really be used to engage them. The horsemen have to. But it looks like Blue's running low horsemen. Arbaletiers advancing forward. So we can count a mill there with what she's trying to collect some berry bushes. Blue's getting some more reinforcements. So far, it's a bit of a tug-of-war situation. If you push too far into one side, you get more and more reinforcements, and you'll get outnumbered. Then, when you get pushed back, then you have your own reinforcements. Looks like Blue's going for a holy site on the right side of the map. Now the Northern's just on the plain. charging forward, trying to overrun these Hand Cannoneers. They may be able to overrun these Hand Cannoneers now. Both sides still have a small amount of gold in them. Or, I don't think they have any gold income. It says 359 a minute, but their gold is not really coming up all too well. So that may actually be bugged. Horsemen's being grinded apart. We have some Cannoneers finding good defensive point there, but we've got these horsemen flanking down, trying to hit these spearmen. He's getting some emergency spearmen to protect his forces. Cannoneers are being whittled down to minimal forces. Arbalets are getting whittled down as well. And now we do have these battering down some blacksmith. And it looks like Blue decides to back out of the game. It's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Very good game by both players. I will need to use the restroom. Please give me one moment, I'll be right back. My apologies. And so get some more spam. Don't worry about it. Let's see now. Let's go ahead and go find another player. Let's see. Yep. That cannot be correct. This person apparently ranked number 8, but that's level 27. He may have changed his name already. Way too common of a name. Let's see now. Yep, I don't see levels there. Yeah. Let's go. Nope. Already cast a replay of him. Let's try this person here. And he has a hidden replays. Here we go, we got some replays here. Let's see. 15 minutes. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. That was a 6-minute replay. Now let's back out since 6 minutes is not a whole lot. Nice, click on that replay as a bit of a brain fart, honestly. Ooh, 55 minutes versus the English and the French. Howdy, I just saw your Rumble message. I had Rumble minimize to look up other players. Oh, enjoy. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the north side as the orange French, we have 3DB. Spawn on the south side as the yellow English, we have period. The Englishmen versus French. Time old enemies. Like brothers and sisters. And Scotsmen and the Japanese. Okay, that was a horrible Simpsons reference. Let's see. Got this scout over here, only finding one sheeple. Now has 3 sheeples. Over here, Orange has no sheeple. No sheep are following him. Maybe he needs to learn how a bit better for propaganda. Oh, it does find some sheep now. And now we do, of course, have a council hall being pulled on out. Yellow or Orange is going for his Chamber of Commerce. The council hall is almost complete. Commerce is a little bit short to follow. And that is going for a handful of palisade walls along the flank. This is like bull wall and some bunch of deer, not the 4A bushes. And it looks like he managed to get some shots there. Does take out a wolf there with his longbowman. That's going to slow down a little bit as the longbowmen start making their advance. His village is currently not doing anything at the moment. What is Orange going for his defense? He does have a town center and a good spot to protect this choke point. Though he can always throw some arrows into the palisade wall. Give enough time, he can take it out. But keyword, enough time. Villagers now receiving some arrow fire now from the longbowmen. On the left side, we do have a scout scouting. We'll spot there's a big wall in his way. You could potentially throw down a stone mine on the other side of that wall, but that won't be all that great. The longbowman does find an opportunity to engage some of these villagers. Looks like the villagers going to try to shank that longbowman. So he's starting to shank down this longbowman. The villagers do have 6 damage, and they have bonus versus nothing. I generally had to look up the villagers' damage, honestly. And longbowman does have +6 versus light melee infantry, but I do not think that applies to villagers. You see there. And the villager does go ahead and shank that longbowman. Oh, we do have some horsemen here. Sorry, I missed that. But the English villagers do have access to bows themselves. That villager does go down, does not get inside the town center in time. We have some longbowmen for defense as well. Orange has 32 villagers at the moment. Jeez. And I do not see any... Oh, he may... No, there's only a couple of caravans at the moment. So that won't cause him to have such a high villager count. I'm not sure what Yellow did to get less villagers, but he's going for another town center now. And it looks like this villager will be spotted, trying to run away from longbowmen. He's starting to clean up the steer as well. And we do have a barracks been pulled out by Yellow. Yellow does have a bit more of a military. Orange does have this horseman trying to overrun this longbowman. No palings on to protect it. He saw it plenty of times. He could have got some palings down. And the longbowman does go down. A couple horsemen push away forward, and now we do have a royal knight. So I got a handful of farms going down for Yellow. And it looks like Orange will be advancing with some horsemen now. We have a handful of longbowmen here, in which some of them are actually getting a bit bugged out. Their bows are drawn back, even though there's only one arm on the bow. Horsemen and knight patrolling around, trying to find any exposed units. We do have second royal knight now deployed out here as well. Oh, here now we do have a market being deployed out. This is going to expand his trade route. It does have a handful of traders now, but once there's other markets deployed on out, he's going to get a longer trade route. Does have a palisade gate here as well, as we spotted earlier. Now just going to be blowing up the rest of that path. You know this area is relatively secure since he has these various horsemen running around. So he's doing a good job of scouting, applying pressure, and keeping his opponent contained. So the yellow scout will spot, maybe not much. I'm not sure if he actually spotted, he may have saw the palisade walls, but may not realize there's a caravan there. He's a good damage there on those Royal Knights, very nice. Royal Knight and Horseman will fall back. And now we've also got a chivalry upgrade. Royal Knights regenerate 1 health every 1 second when out of combat. Granted, they do have a lot of health, so say if they're down to 1 health and the max health is 190, that is going to be over 2 minutes, over 3 minutes worth of healing out of combat, which is a significant amount of time. We have a decent ground army now deployed out by the English. They have 14 longbowmen as well as 7 spearmen. They got 8 spearmen. And there's some palisade walls going up, but they did not go fast enough. And does manage to get that area closed up in time. This area is being closed up as well. Maybe a small opening there, but does go ahead and ward away these Royal Knights. Oh, no, he did draw split his fire there. The Royal Knights looks like will escape. Nope, one of them does go down to some more of these longbowmen.
Gongath on way.
Longbowmen and spearmen advancing forward. The Royal Knights are falling back. They're a little bit battered and bruised. A couple horsemen in the mix as well. The spearmen still pose a problem there. Let's take out the scout as well. Takes out the other opponent's scout as well. And these horses are going to start healing themselves out of combat now. You will spot all these palisade walls. You can break through them. Orange traders are still moving about. And this palisade wall is now receiving a bit of fire there. It's going from outpost for the castle network aura. And these knights may find an angle somewhere. Looks like he's going to hit the back of this force. Longbowmen, of course, in the back. We don't have any pillars deployed out. Hit! Hill's advancing forward. Orange is going to follow the rear. No trade caravans in this region. You have a handful of longbowmen, or no, those are just archers, not longbowmen. If you get a comparison of archers and longbowmen, 75 damage, 5 power range, versus longbowmen's 77 damage right now, plus 1 damage. And 7 power range, so plus 2 range, plus 1 damage. Which, that plus 2 range does make a big difference. And that plus 1 damage also makes it so it's much more resilient, or much more capable of hitting armored targets as well. Let's take out one of those French archers. And the horseman does receive a pretty good big volume there. The rest are Royal Knights, who are actually all pretty tough off in health. A couple of them a little bit wounded. Spearmen advancing forward. He may just want to fall back to this region here. And no palings were deployed out. And now they're getting overran from multiple angles. Going straight for the longbowmen. Spearmen getting some good hits there on the Royal Knights. Orange archers are trying to get as much damage there onto these spearmen. But looks like yellow, it's going to be a clear victory for either side is going to win. It's getting pretty close, but looks like the orange will win out. The large number of Royal Knights is still alive, so their health regen will top off their health. And that scout does go down. Do have some reinforcements pushing the way forward for yellow. Hardened spearmen, longbowmen. Both players at tier 2. Neither side going for age 3 yet. Royal Knights charging forward, trying to deal with these spearmen. Does get some good damage there. And Yellow's archers going to be focusing down Orange's archers first. And Orange does manage to get these palisade walls there. Doesn't deploy out peelings there. Now they're backed up to the corner there. And great containment there by Orange. Cornered him, and then he was forced to fight and lose. And forced to lose, really. Got a single villager here, likely going to go for a outpost for the tower network, the castle network. Over here, nothing much. There's quite a bit of gold in this region, pretty close to each other, so securing the area would be very beneficial. Like this wolf, exotic doggy does go down. Mill's almost up and going. So I got more exotic doggies trying to find some humans to play with. Tish is a puppy. He's teething. Got it? 13 Royal Knights, 15 archers, 1 scout pushing the way forward. Over here looks like oh, that's the boar. We actually see someone going for a boar. And that boar sometimes does a good job of boring. Longbowman getting overran by these Royal Knights. That one does not get finished off there. Very good number of Longbowmen here. Over here, you have, looks like a handful of Royal Knights hitting the farms. Spearmen here to support, and now you have the King's Palace being put in now. Another landmark there, and basically acts as a town center. We see palings. Yeah, you never see palings. This is a good spot there for the Longbowmen, but they can push forward thanks to the Spearmen. Knights advancing forward. Duke got some good hits there on these villagers. He needs to get inside this King's Palace sooner rather than later. Spearmen trying to pursue those Royal Knights. We also have these archers getting some good damage there. Down south, we got the Spearmen still pursuing those Royal Knights. Over here, we got more archers, more knights advancing forward with a scout. Even out some villagers getting some arrow shots into these forces. As they're trying to reload their bows with some holes, looks like. A bit of an animation glitch there. Royal Knights being slowly whittled away there. Getting some good hits there on some more of these villagers. And he does get one more villager before going on down. Over here, Orange is trying to clean up this outpost, trying to deny the castle network. Yell's advancing forward, trying to get some good kills. Does find some individual models. Orange has a superior number of villagers as well, 100 to 69. Orange has gone for a Royal Institute now. Both players have gotten their tier 3 now. Oh, so what is the real difference between it and the town center? It's just a convenient town center, I guess. I'm trying to read up some stuff. Of course, Playa just has more health, but I'm trying to pull up, say, like damage, health, max population by 10. I just can't pull up his arrow fire, can I? Oh, town center has actually more health than the King's Palace. We must have access town center with all Aegis technology units and bonuses. Is it just really something that simple?
What shall he do?
We've got a line of walls being put up by Yellow. It'll take a bit of time. Single horseman here, and a patrol move trying to protect this gold vein. They find this villager here, trying to build a bunch of walls. And we'll find the villager there, get some damage.
Yeah, on my way.
And that goes down quite easily. Also got some more technology being researched for robot lines, increase the health of all cavalry by, was it 35 or 35%? Read a little bit too quickly. You also yellow just being a hyper defensive, orange is going to be aggressive. Veteran archers, veteran royal knights versus those villagers. Veteran spearmen and more veteran spearmen and veteran longbowmen.
Step back, two-hit hardware man. I'll sweep them, yes.
Yellow is going to apply some aggression, though I would assume orange would be applying aggression, but not really. You also have, looks like a bunch of houses next to this gold mine. It looks like these veteran spearmen are going to find some good damage there onto the outpost. Outpost currently has nothing upgraded onto it and goes down quite easily. Now the palisade gate now seeing quite a bit of fire there. Should be able to go down sooner rather than later. Got this force roaming around. Finds a good hit there on the house, does take it down. Over here, we got the monk now being bitten by the doggy. And it looks like yellow's going to be eyeing to take out that market, trying to deny that long trader out, though it does have the other market there for trade, so you will have some income through trade. Mr. Royal Knight trying to avoid these spearmen and decides to go in and dies. Orange may back up yellow into a corner, which is not good. Now's the time for palings at any time. Spearmen are advancing forward, or nope, not forward just yet. Yellow's trying to deal with the opponent's archers. Spearmen just charging forward. We also have a handful of crossbowmen deployed by Orange, but he's fighting against light units. He doesn't need anti-heavy crossbowmen. Now these forces now taking on some good engagement there. The Spearmen getting some good damage in. Royal Knights, however, able to overwhelm those Spearmen, no problem. Now the lone bowmen are next. We also have, these are not men-at-arms, or spearmen, forcing down some more of these outposts. We do also have a Mangonel deployed out now.
The engines est smooth.
Longbowmen advancing. I need to throw some of the stuff. And there's also Orange Keep here, so those longbowmen won't be able to do much versus those villagers. Let's take out one villager there.
Says Belmanuel.
Oh, we've got some monks here. Getting some much. No, those are not monks. Those are just Royal Knights self-healing. Getting a lot of self-healing there, which is very important. We do also now have another Mangonel, designed by Yellow. And he was going to take out that unbuilt mining camp. Or maybe not. As the castle's being upgraded with boiling oil. Let's get some good volleys there onto the villagers. Takes out two of those villagers. Looks like Orange is going to go for some secret site captures. Another secret site is being captured up now. This one could be vulnerable, exposed as well. This one's relatively protected by the keep. The central one is, of course, protected by reinforcements. Ooh, Mangonel, I think, got a deadly hit there. Yellow has a 3 Mangonels there, annihilating all those spearmen there. Orange archers advancing forward, fires another volley there. Villagers almost got to receive a volley from the Mangonel. Orange has a significant number of Mangonels, which will be very effective for the spearmen and longbowmen. So it's a good transition. Orange may need to get out some spearmen to protect his Mangonels, because likely this one's going to transition to some horsemen. Or Yellow's going to transition to horsemen. And we do have the boar now being cleaned on up. Mangonel firing, gets a great volley there, takes out a couple of those spearmen. Orange's forces is still quite wounded from that single Mangonel volley. College of Artillery being put up by Orange. You may see some, maybe the Rakabin guns, what are the Orkan guns are called? Or however you pronounce it. I need to stare and look and pronounce the name while looking at it. So here, looks like that bowman does fall back. New age has begun. Orange now at age 4. We got the Berkshire Palace being pulled up by Yellow. And I'm not sure where though. That's a keep. We got a lot of infrastructure being pulled out by Yellow as well. This site's been trying to be captured, but you have a monk in the radius. Trying to heal up the stuff over the shoulders of those spearmen. He was able to get some good healing in, and I don't think any of those Royal Knights went down. One of them did go down. Ah, there's the Berkshire Palace. It does have 15 tower range, it's actually significant. Orange going for a massive wave of stone walls trying to protect this sacred site. Does have good force there. One could stay on that sacred site and capture it and get the countdown started. You have to keep it near the other one. Only the central one is actually a little bit exposed. Yellow does pull out some forward walls, including a handful of stone wall. Handful of a stone wall, I guess. Orange started advances a good number of Royal Knights in this region. And we know Yellow has researched burning oil. And now we do got a cannon now put on out by Arch pushing way forward, gets quick damage there onto his various forces. Longwoman advancing as well. And as the Spring Dolls push forward, takes out that cannon. Knights are advancing forward, trying to get some quick damage there on the Longwoman. Longwoman did not have healings out. I also got some crossbow here as well. Crossbow, of course, anti-heavy, which is perfect for Yellow. We still do not have the sacred site being captured up. I think that may be an oversight for Orange. Get some good damage there on those forces. Looks like this handful of longbowmen will try to stop these villagers. They also stand on some of the scaffolding as well, so the sacred site is still exposed. And the stone walls have been completed down here. So in this area that has not been remained. That is a yellow wall there, trying to interrupt the scaffolding of Orange's wall. So he built it sideways just to interrupt his opponent. We now have a Royal Cauldron put out, an anti-siege unit. So the same Royal Spring Gold, just much more heavy. And that hand cannoneer does catch a lot of Spring Gold bolts. Wooden palisade gates will not stand up long versus the cannons. We have now a Lead Spearman push away forward. Spring Golds may try to advance forward and poke down some of this very siege.
I'm fine with that. Goody gob Spermen steering swatting.
He also have a keep here, as well as more barracks. Looks like Yale's got a lot of production structures out in the field. As he does finish off those, looks like here this crossbowman. Not sure where the longbowman may have went. And this wall here has not been started built either. And Orange still does not have that sacred site either. Yale's advancing forward, trying to protect this sacred site. Orange's monk does go down. And a great volley there from the Mangonel onto these villagers. And another great volley there. He does go ahead and finish up the rest of that goal as well. And we're running away to the stone mine, looks like. And we've got the Spearman trying to pursue those villagers now. Those villagers currently idle. Trying to upgrade the castle with a trebuchet. No, trying to blow out a trebuchet. Over here, got this villagers being stabbed and trying to stab villagers. Looks like Orange is going to force getting cleaned up. Colvern does not get a shot from the Spring Golds. Orange has a number of outposts here for spotting as well. Orange crossbows advance forward, push past inside this garrison to get some more protection. Now we've got a counterweight trebuchet now engaging Orange's castle. Orange has had a bunch of people there that castle as well, and the benefit from that castle was called the keep influence. Archery ranges, stables with the influence have unit cost reduction by 25%, which is quite massive. Any sort of cost reduction means you're going to have very, very cost-effective units. Elite Royal Knights charging forward, trying to deal with these crossbowmen. Colvern or Royal Cannon getting some good damage there on that keep. Does have his own crossbowman support as well, and right now the crossbowmen are not doing all too much. The Armorteers, you could say, are pushing way forward. You could use passive to get some more defense. You have two counterweight trebuchets engaging Orange to keep down south. You got a Ribakuin, however you pronounce that. Pull it on out. Does a 42 times 12 attack. Mostly against 18 infantry. Keeps out. Does move down. Orange can advance forward. This Triumph has, or Segasai has been decaptured. I've got more and more of these Royal Knights and Horsemen advancing forward. Does have a stone wall gate here, so that stone wall turned to a stone wall gate. Stone wall gate is now seeing more and more fire. We've got the Royal Knights Pass pushing way forward. Stone wall gate's now set ablaze. Stone wall gate does go down. Royal Knights advance forward, does break down that palisade gate, and now they start advancing forward. We got a handful of spearmen in the mix, but the Royal Knights should be able to overwhelm them. We do have a handful of horsemen in the mix, however. Cannoneers advancing forward, got a big wave of spearmen advancing forward, and a big number of longbowmen support as well. Longbowmen would be more than enough to deal with the horsemen. There's a lot of Royal Knights in the mix. Luckily, the spearmen can do some good work there. Well, speaking of which, the spearman may have received a massive hit there. The ground kid needs to start firing away against his force. This is the force for him to fight against. Not sure what it's doing right now. It doesn't look like it's fired there. Forward, trying to get some more damage from these forces. Orange may break through Yale's force. He does not have Kindling support on the field. Does not have the castle network benefit as well. He does have the increased rate of fire from the castle network. More of these spearmen advancing forward. Orange's force is slowly getting whittled down, but he does have plenty of artillery support as well. Those are more Colverns. Spring Golds charging forward, does find a good volley on the Colverns. The Colverns get shot, one shot the Spring Golds. Those are the Spring Golds take 4 shots to take out a Colvern. It has more reinforcement support, mostly spearmen, a handful of longbowmen support. Or it has to go out a battering ram to batter down some of these structures, getting some good damage there. And some of these battering rams are not being picked on off. Battering ram does go down right there. Springald still can do some extra damage to those battering rams, but nothing too significant. It looks like these walls do go down to a single battering ram. Got some more spearmen and longbowmen charging forward. Looks like the English players is going straight up full trash. No gold at the moment, nor any gold income. While his opponent has some gold trigger here through the trade caravans. I think he also has some gold mines here and there. Oh. There for like 120 gold left, not a whole lot. Got these horsemen trying to charge him forward to get some good damage there on those longbowmen. Palisade walls going down to the battering rams. Now it looks like the barracks are receiving some fire, but does not take out the barracks. We now have two markets here. And so it's looking real nice. He should be able to clean up these markets. No problem. Do actually have palings now deployed out right there. Of course, he's back in the corner and outnumbered. Crossbowman pushing way forward. It looks like the tower defense network now active. Now we've got a bombard cannon tower right there. It has been upgraded with the, whatchamacallit, the extra health. So now it is a very healthy bombard tower. The bombard cannon, what's the range of it? 10 tile range. Oh. Game froze a little bit. My apologies. This may be my last game of the replay of the night, because right now I think my computer was asking for it to reset the video RAM. Castle Nightmare has been activated right there. These forces charging forward, trying to deal with these horsemen. Barracks now receiving a bit of fire there. Do have this force advancing forward. And it looks like he does manage to save this wall from going down, and the spearmen cannot take out stone walls. Can take out stone gates, but not stone walls. So it looks like these War Knights make it cleaned up by these spearmen. Do have just a small skirmish right there. More force here, including a lot of cannon put out by the French. A lot of, even of course, a lot of cannon keeps. But now we do have this siege ram engaging the outpost. The cannon of the outpost does 73 damage, and extra for the ship. Battering ram has 50 pierce armor, so the cannon of the outpost only does like 23 damage to it. War Knights will finish it off. Looks like a single horseman and escape on into his opponent's town. War Knights are being cleaned up. We do have, looks like 40. Mostly a larger number of horse for yellow, but of course the cheaper Spaniards. We've got, of course, hand cannoneers from the field. Hand cannoneers are designed to just do damage, nothing else, no bonus damage. Designed to put holes in the people. Throw cannons backing on off. Doesn't do any damage versus siege, but does of course have 100 base damage. So it does do reasonably well versus battle rams. Battering rams trying to push their way forward, doing some good damage there to these bombard towers. Up north, it looks like we have some spearmen trying to stab some of these villagers, so there is an opening there. I recently created the opening. We're starting to make their way forward. We've got some battering of the outposts there. The Spearmen will get some extra bonus damage there with the Spear Brace onto these Royal Knights or Elite Horsemen. This sacred site is not going to be captured. This sacred site has not been captured by Orange this entire game. We do also have a keep here of somehow. So I got a big wave of spearmen everywhere. He's also doing a good job of countering his opponent. Just keeping us on fire. So, and it will be repaired up by these various villagers. These horsemen will have trouble versus these spearmen, so you just may want to transition to mass Argodier at this current time. Though these Ripicons are doing some great damage with those spearmen, that's for sure. They don't seem to have the greatest range, however. But they do annihilate a lot of those forces very nicely. Gatehouse now under fire from the keep. We got a number of spring golds here to engage the various siege units. And these are all programs, so they're anti-spring golds. Now Orange has claimed every single sacred site, so it's maybe a battle of the sacred sites. And Canadians got some big damage there on the Orange forces. Ripicans getting some big damage on his forces. English Warrior has put out his own Canadians as well. Do have looks like a good number of longbowmen trying to hit these markets. They're being put out right there to get more and more trade. They're getting annihilated right there. Spring Gulls hitting the Cannoneers, not exactly successfully. Orange trying to withdraw his cavalry in this region, but the Paleons getting some great damage there. And we also got a good number of spearmen as well. Orange's economy, our gold income is getting hit quite severely now. Slowly picking up all these horsemen. Horsemen just having trouble moving around. Killing seeing getting some good damage there. Also stunning them along the spearmen to get some free hits as well. And now a lot of these trade caravans freshly built are being taken out. They also make support a bunch of these spearmen. We also got a good number of hand cannoneers to support them as well. Speaking about cannons, we do got culverins annihilating these spring golds. Spring golds trying to deal with these cannons, but they're getting annihilated. And these caravans are going down. Oof. This point's now being neutralized. Villagers trying to interrupt the decapture. They could potentially interrupt the decapture, but they will be stabbed. And Yellow's going to try to interrupt any more stone walls by blowing out some various palisade gates. So some of these villagers being cleaned on up as well. And now the Sacred Site does go down, interrupting the Sacred Site victory. Didn't look how much time he had left. Battering ram trying to hit these market sites. Getting some good kills there. Over here, just more attacks. Lots of various mills everywhere. Not sure why. It's now going to transition his caravanners to be on the far side. Right now they're tasked to the Hall of Commerce. His valuable siege units are now being overrun by infantry, and they're the anti-infantry ones. And it gets some great volleys there, annihilating the forces that are standing from their barrels. They do get a good number of kills there, but I don't think that's a good way to lose them. We're going to repair them with some of the villagers. They also push forward, gain some horsemen there. Orange has some hand cannoneers to hit those infantry units. Oh wait, okay, that's I thought I saw that guy manning the cannon, but he's just trying to stab the cannon. Stuff going down right there. So we've got a good number of spearmen advancing forward, trying to stab these villagers. Now the Sacred Site theme has been captured by Yellow as well. Does get a good spear brace. Knights advance forward. They do get interrupted by those spearmen as well, and they will be killed off. Spearman gets good hits there. Looks like the orange has transitioned to a mass caravan trying to get a lot of gold income. He has plenty of food, good reserve of wood, but not a lot of gold. Damage there. One of the mills or one farms now up, set ablaze. There's some cannon shots down there. Looks like some stone walls being cleaned on up. And now he has some high ground for his long bowman. And of course, the spearman is doing some great value damage versus Yellow. Or the spearman gets the cavalry. Orange is not really transitioned off the head all the cavalry, as opposed to just going for mass spearmen, which may be a bit of oversight on his part. Ooh, great hits there by these Ribakwa. I still don't know how to pronounce them. Asia replayed the campaign so it can tell me how to pronounce them. We got a large number of Royal Knights and Horsemen pushing forward. We got one Spearman, and the Spearman does also catch a cannon shot. You can always use the artillery shot ability as well for a high explosive round. The University has not upgraded the elite army tactics, increase the health of all melee infantry units by 20% and their damage by 3%. But orphan guns are advancing forward. Gets quick damage there on the long bowman, crossbowman. Setting on up, this could be a deadly shot right there. Taking out all those long bowmen. And he didn't take out a single one of those organ guns. Over here, we've got the horsemen still turning forward. We've got reserve infantry advancing forward. Over here, we've got more of these reserve infantry forces. Oh, here he does find another set of trade caravans. Blue does have a very, very good reserve of resources, that's for sure. Longbowman gets good damage there. The villager count is still quite similar. And now the cavalry are trying to stab guys on top of the walls. We got some hand cannons here, and the culverin, or the royal cannon, does find a good shot there onto the wall itself. Here we push way forward, and he has nothing to do with the spearmen. Now we also have some man-at-arms being forward on that. They're only tier 3. He doesn't get the final upgrade on his man-at-arms just yet. Elite upgrade. Let's look at some of these horsemen. You have now the River Twins here, which is apparently royal and regular, so it's like there's 2 different variants right there. I deal with these infantry forces. Get some great damage there. And cannoneers is probably a good idea against one's current opposition. Castle here. Trying to save that royal cannon. Big wave of caravans advancing forward. The English way has a massive reserve of food, not a lot of wood, but you can always sell off that food for a bit of gold. You may want to transition to some sort of gold-based unit at the current rate. Crossbowmen may be a possibility, since wood may be more of a luxury. Good hits there from the culverins and cannons onto those forces. Royal Knights advancing forward. Just going to transition back to heavy Royal Knights with almost wonderful quality. Springballs does get a one shot there on both of those siege weapons there. Very nice. He does get a good magic number 4. These River Quinns do have 4 free health. He does take out one of the Springballs there. It takes still 4 Springballs to take out the various elite siege units there. The Springballs still engage very cost effectively. More Spear advancing forward. This time he actually grabs some villagers as well. That was actually, as large as the villagers lacking, he's going to try to perhaps push in with a villager push. And Yellow's now completely out of wood. And I'm just going to take a quick look. There's like no wood left on the map. There's some bits of wood here and there, but they're really few and far between. Yellow's maybe trying to eye some proxy lumber camps. Orange may win out in the long run thanks to his large number of trade caravans for his continuous supply of gold. Because he has basically, you have infinite wood with your farms, and the gold will give him infinite gold. So he can able to bring in some more units, and he's just going to avoid the wood cost units. While the English player is spamming out spearmen and crossbow, or spearmen and longbowmen the entire game, which consumes wood. Now he just may need to transition to man-at-arms, strangely enough, which should be not the reserve unit. These villagers are going to hit as well. English villagers are a little bit better. They do have a decent arrow attack of 8 damage. Raiding these caravans is very important as well. More of these Royal Knights being focused down by these spearmen and men-at-arms. Marcus now receiving some fire from these men-at-arms.
J'attends ma besogne prochaine. Yes.
Advancing forward, get some good damage there. And Cannoneers getting focused on one time. Yellow has some good engagements, focusing down these units one at a time. Orange does not have a huge military on the field at the moment, so he needs time to regroup. Orange also is out of gold at the moment as well. He has queued up a lot of hand cannoneers as well as some Royal Knights. He does have plenty of wood to spend as well, so he could perhaps deploy more reserve units. Royal Knights starting to make their way forward, but these spearmen, of course, can't hold back these Royal Knights. Sending these Royal Knights is like that's not a good idea. But now here comes the Organ Guns. He will get some excellent AoE damage there. However, you got some Organs advancing forward as well. Some stone walls were put up by Yellow as well. There's a high ground advantage. He's using it as a pillbox. Trying to get some archers on the high ground there. Provide a good staging point and defensive point. Rather than a trench, they're on top of the wall. None of these spearmen's engaging does take out some of those caravans, but we do have a large number of Royal Knights protect this region. And it looks like Orange are now advancing forward with some battering rams. Villagers have been pulled on off, trying to push down those battering rams. And now we do also have an outpost here for the castle networks as well. Did us actually destroy those walls? Okay, maybe they got fully destroyed off by the cannons actually. Yeah, they looks like they got destroyed, not deleted. So that's the castle network there against the outpost, so it'll be a good fighting point for you. You also have, looks like he's trying to scrape up as much lumber as he can off the map. More of these swordsmen and spearmen and longbowmen, everything's just being put out right there. Orange has a bit of momentum here, has his good, effective organ guns to engage his infantry units, his opponent's infantry units. And yellow has backed out of the game. This Anagrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Though, as I mentioned earlier, that was actually my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching and have a good evening.